Orthodox Judaism requires adherence to the ancient laws of the Torah in every aspect of life, including courtship and marriage. There are specific customs, norms, and traditions that the couple and their families take part in that help shape their religious bond. In Hebrew, chatan means groom and kalach means bride. A chuppah is a marriage canopy. Kabbalat panim is a reception. A ketubah is a binding marriage contract. Shidduch is an arranged marriage, and a yeshiva is a seminary. The dating process is governed by religious laws and customs that most of society would find unthinkable. But the men and women must fulfill the commandment to multiply and ensure the faith for another generation. Family background, expectations, and conforming to well-defined roles matter more than instant emotional attachment or physical chemistry. They believe that you learn to love your partner after marriage. The end goal is to create a solid Jewish family. There are strict dating laws that forbid touching or being alone before marriage. Women must also cover their skin and hair on dates. This is done to de-emphasize physical attributes and focus on what is really important. This dating process requires each person to be merciless, so you are required to cut it off if it's not a good fit. Oftentimes, the man or woman will tell their family and rabbi to look around the community for prospective matches. During this dating process, you are expected to be direct. A common question for the first date can be, how many children do you want to have? It is also not unusual to see couples only engaged for a week before marriage. Since boys and girls are educated separately, they often have no knowledge about how to interact with or have sex with their partner until the wedding night. After marriage, sex is viewed as a sacred deed only done for the woman's pleasure. The couple must also be completely naked to make it official. The man always pays on dates, and once married, he has a duty to please and satisfy his wife. On the other hand, the wife has a duty to show her desire for the husband, sexually and emotionally. There is also no room for bachelors in Judaism. This means that once a man leaves his mother and father, that he must immediately cling to a wife. As soon as the woman turns 18, the entire family begins looking for potential partners. But it is different for the man. He waits until he finishes his education at yeshiva, then begins dating. So typically he is 21 to 25 years old when this happens. A marriage contract is called a ketubah and is legally binding after it has the names of the bride and the groom. Typical attire for the chatan is a traditional white robe, which resembles being clean of sin. The kalach must wear a veil over her face in order to signify the idea that she is modest. Furthermore, the ceremony always takes place under a chuppah. The canopy signifies the couple's home that they will build together and shows that this is always open to accept guests. The engaged couple will not see each other for a week prior to the wedding. This creates a fresh feeling of love. Jewish traditions likens the couple to a king and a queen. Therefore, the kalach greets guests on a throne, while the chatan is surrounded by guests who toast him. The celebration begins with a reception, but the men and women will be separate. First, wine is used when reciting the prayer that sanctifies the man and the woman to each other. Then, the ketubah that outlines the chatan's responsibilities is read aloud. Next, the 7 blessings that link the couple to God are recited over a second cup of wine. Lastly, a glass is shattered on the floor by the chatan. Some joke this is his last time to put his foot down. Parents play an essential role in dating, often accompanying their children on the first date. This is done to learn as much as they can about the other family. Sometimes the parents arrange marriages, so the first date is skipped altogether. Parents play a part after marriage as well. They both will walk their children down the aisle and stand up next to them during the ceremony. The new role of the husband is to subdue his ego to his wife, and thus create an atmosphere where the woman's energy can emerge. The new role of the wife is to give her husband a sense of safety and confidence, to subdue his ego and celebrate his vulnerability. The ultimate purpose of a marriage is to carry out the commandment to procreate, so it is frowned upon if the couple does not want to have children. Ancient laws highly discourage divorce. However, the modern view of the community has changed overall. They now believe that everyone is better off married rather than single, but they still understand that the divorce can happen. Although surprising to some, Orthodox Jews say that a man can divorce a woman for any reason, even spoiling dinner, and they do not need the woman's consent or approval.